Have you ever done something embarrassing when you thought no one was watching? Like dancing around your room in your underwear, singing your heart out. Well, how embarrassed would you be if your crush saw you? That's exactly what happened to me during my freshman year of college. You can call me Jake. Yeah, it's not my real name, but I don't want anyone looking me up and bringing that horror story back into my life. My face gets so red just thinking about it, and I'm still dealing with the problems of people not respecting my privacy. If nothing else, I hope my embarrassing story can be a lesson in what can go horribly wrong when your information becomes public. I would have killed to have one of my favorite sports stars follow my Instagram. Unfortunately, I don't post as much as I used to. You see, my dream was actually to be a professional basketball player. I was obsessed with the sport, practicing my shots, dribbling skills, and moves. Right before I went to bed, I would put on my basketball jersey and reenact game-winning plays in my bedroom. I always pretended I was making the winning shot in a championship game. There was something so exhilarating about it, especially after sitting through long lectures all day. One day, though, I did something pretty foolish. I was watching NBA highlights, just like you, and I said to myself, I have to share my basketball skills on YouTube. I spent the whole night recording, but when it came to actually posting, I got a little shy. I was super self-conscious now that I had a chance to look at myself. Still, they were a lot of fun to make, and I ended up recording a bunch of videos throughout high school. I ended up with about 20 videos that I kept on my laptop. They were my little secret and my biggest obsession. That is, until girls came into the picture. Coming from an all-boys middle and elementary school, I was so excited when I got to my co-ed high school. There were girls everywhere. Unfortunately, I had never really learned how to interact with girls. Every time I tried to talk to one of these amazing creatures, my knees would buckle and I'd stumble over my words. I was also eager to have a girlfriend and got too excited when a girl started talking to me. That one moment has haunted me forever. I can't believe I'm sharing it with you. Pay attention because this is actually where a lot of my problems started. So this one time, this super popular girl was having a huge party. Let's call her Emily. She didn't actually invite me to her party, but I kind of showed up with some friends. I kind of had a crush on her, even though I didn't know her very well. I thought this would be my moment to show people how cool and fun I was. I was outgoing and friendly. Lots of people laughed at my jokes and stories, or so I thought. While I was dancing in her living room, people were cheering and clapping for me to do my own kind of solo. All eyes were on me, and I felt like a star. Suddenly, Emily walked up to me. At first, I thought she was going to ask me to dance. She came over and whispered in my ear, I have something I want to tell you. Maybe not in front of so many people. She asked, that was it. I have a crush on you too, I blurted out. If anyone had looked away before, they were staring now. This super handsome upperclassman threw her cup at him. Seriously, Austin, are you trying to cheat on me? She screamed and ran off. No, babe, that was a misunderstanding. I was just trying to tell her to fix her dress. He yelled back and ran toward her. My dress? Well, I'll never know for sure, but let's just say that people probably weren't laughing at my jokes. Instead, they were probably laughing at my fashion choices. Not only did I tuck my dress into my underwear, revealing everyone the childish bunny print granny panties I was wearing, but I must have sat in a cake at some point during my socializing. Not just any cake, chocolate cake. I didn't even try to defend myself. I ran away crying. I don't know what was more embarrassing, the underwear or the fact that I had blurted out my feelings for a girl in front of her boyfriend. I know what you're thinking. How could this get any worse? Well, believe me, it does. As you can imagine, I wasn't very popular after that. People made fun of me all the time in the hallways. Someone even smooched chocolate cake all over my locker. You could say I was a little depressed. I wanted to be a star, and now I was so shy and boring. The only people I ever saw were my parents and their friends from work. Sometimes her boss would bring his daughter. But to be honest, she was incredibly unattractive and creepy. I know that sounds shallow, but I'm sure you wouldn't want to hang out with her either. Part of the problem was that she thought that being rich automatically meant that guys had to like her. She smelled really bad and never wore clean clothes. She was also incredibly overweight, and one day she left a sweat stain all over my mother's chair. Then he told me how lucky I was to have a girl like him when I turned him down. He went on a rant about how guys don't appreciate nice girls and how I only turn him down because I'm shallow. Newsflash, Xavier, you're just a jerk who happens to be unattractive. Bad combination. After this unfortunate event, I asked myself, is this what my life is really coming to? arguing with some entitled kid about why I don't want to date him. Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that just keeping a pet hamster can make it depressed? In Switzerland, it's actually against the law to have one. Well, I felt like one of those depressed hamsters. All I did was sleep, watch Netflix, and surf the web. I was messing around on YouTube, watching a bunch of videos, when an animated My Story video about a famous YouTuber popped up on my feed. As I watched the video, I had a bunch of flashbacks about wanting to be a star as a kid. They were embarrassing, but funny. I found my old mask and boa, and started making them again. It felt therapeutic, and it was. My 18-year-old body fit my outfits a lot better than before, and I made my new videos a bit more stylish. It made me feel confident. I must have made about 100 videos during my senior year of high school. Of course, I kept them all on my laptop and never posted any of them. I would have been mortified if they got out. When I started college, I decided to leave my video career behind. Got a new laptop and left my video camera behind. I was determined to start a new life. I chose a school far away from my hometown so I could leave behind the memories of bullying and embarrassment. The orientation was fantastic. I met a bunch of amazing people who knew nothing about me. Even better, there were a ton of attractive guys. I was super happy and excited. That is, until I made it to my first class. There in the front row was none other than Austin. I still had a little crush on him, but that didn't change the fact that he could ruin my reputation in a matter of seconds. I tried to hide behind other people as I walked in, but I ended up being paired up with him for a mini presentation. I thought he was going to make fun of me or call me cake butt or something, but he just acted normal. After a while, I calmed down. Maybe he didn't recognize me. Wrong. When class was over, he asked to talk to me privately. Part of me panicked that he was going to blackmail me, and another part of me hoped for a confession. As it turned out, neither was true. He wanted to tell me that he remembered me but promised not to say anything. He said he never thought it was right for me to be bullied in the first place, and that people were too harsh. Outwardly, I was relieved and grateful. Inside, Cupid was at war. There was something about his attitude that added fuel to the fire of my passion. He was attractive, well-off, and kind. Before I had a chance to fantasize any further, a girl came up and grabbed Austin's shoulder. "Hey, babe," she said, looking me up and down. "Who is this?" "Oh, just a friend from home," he replied cheerfully. She was a year below me in high school. "Interesting," she scoffed. "Well, I have cheer practice, so I'll see you later for our date. Love you, babe." She flirted with him for a while, and you could tell she was doing it for my benefit. She wanted me to know that he was hers, and I was just some guy. It kind of dampened my spirits until he made a comment after she left, saying he was sorry about her. She gets jealous when she sees me talking to handsome guys. I could feel my face immediately turning red. I must have looked like a stop sign. He found me attractive. I couldn't really find the words to express myself. He just chuckled cutely and walked away. That was it. I had just booked a one-way ticket on the train to Austin. Most guys would say that this is my time to fight his girlfriend for his affections or slip into his DMs. Unfortunately, I am not that confident with girls. So I did the next best thing. I scoured her social media. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. If she had it, I saw it. It sounds a little intense, but how many of you can honestly say you've never stalked someone on Instagram? Do I see any hands? No. It might sound a little hypocritical to post a video about invading my privacy while invading someone else's privacy. But in fairness, she did post them. She could have set up her account differently if she wanted them to be private. I wanted to get to know her better, her likes and interests. I started watching videos she liked on YouTube and even learned a little bit about some of the fandoms she was into. It actually helped us have a lot of conversations. It was worth it if watching Zachary and Josiah a little brought us closer together. One day, though, I stumbled across a post I didn't need to research. I was only about a month or two into her posts when I saw a comment about how hot something was. I always got a little pit in my stomach when she complimented guys in her posts. But I'll admit, I was a little conflicted about this particular post. The post was a video of me, one of the ones I made privately at home. I didn't know how to respond. I was happy that she found me attractive. On the other hand, did she know I was? Most importantly, who was posting all these videos? After a little digging, I saw that they had posted all of my videos. All 100 of them. They had so many views and so many comments, some good and some bad. I didn't know what to do. My heart was racing. How could someone do this? I wrote the report myself. I asked them who they were and why they had stolen my videos. Their answer, "That's what you get for messing with me." I immediately thought of who I could have pissed off. Xavier. It was 3 a.m., and I immediately got on the phone with Xavier. I was angry, but also a little scared. Like I said, some of these videos were really hot. My parents would not really approve. They might even cut me off. At first, Xavier denied that he knew what I was talking about. I told him I had to get rid of these videos. I would do anything. Anything? He asked coyly, "How about going on a date with me?" I felt like I had no choice. So I agreed. Just a little date. How bad could it be? Well, it was a nightmare. He wore a dirty graphic t-shirt to a really fancy restaurant. And I kid you not, he ate some of the spaghetti with his hands and wiped the sauce on the expensive tablecloth. Every time the waiter was slow, he threatened to get her fired for embarrassing him in front of his new girlfriend. I was so embarrassed. I wanted the nightmare to end. I even had to dodge a few kisses from his dirty, greasy mouth. Unfortunately, the end was far off. When our date finally ended, I confronted him. "There you go. You got your date. Can you delete the videos now? Please?" I asked. He looked super uncomfortable. I started to cry. "I did everything you asked. Please? This could ruin my life." He looked defeated for a moment, then revealed that he didn't know what I was talking about. He sickly took my desperation as an opportunity to show me a good time. Joke's on him, because by the end of the night, I hated him more than ever. I cursed and yelled at him when he finally apologized. He said he had some friends in it, and maybe they could help me. I asked if this was another one of his stupid tricks to get me to hang out with him. But he promised it wasn't. He took me to a loud dance club. I wanted to turn around, but he told me to trust him. "My buddy lives downstairs," he said. I followed him through the dance club to the basement. In retrospect, that was pretty stupid of me. Sitting at a computer was this scrawny little guy with a My Little Pony tattoo. He was a hacker, and he said he could track who was uploading my videos. I was skeptical at first. I mean, my future depended on the detective work of a tattooed brony who lived in a dance club. After a few minutes of typing on his sticky keyboard, he gave me a name. At first, I didn't recognize the name, so I decided to do one last round of social media stalking. It took me a second to recognize the culprit. It was none other than Austin's ex-girlfriend from high school. Remember the one I confessed to Austin in front of? Xavier's friend recognized her right away. They used to go out. He even told me that I could use her as leverage to get control of the account. And it worked. She was upset, but I had to fight fire with fire. I felt so much better after our conversation, and not because I was back in control. It turned out that Austin had yelled at her for making a scene at the party. And they ended up breaking up over it. She never really got over it, so when she saw my parents selling my old laptop, she decided to buy it and see what dirt she could dig up on me. When she found the videos, she uploaded them all and sent a link to Austin. Her plan backfired though, because he just thought it was hot. But he didn't recognize me because I was wearing a mask. When I heard that, I was so happy. I texted Austin right away and told him that I was the one in the videos. And I wanted to go out with him. Maybe posting those videos gave me the confidence I needed to go after him. I dressed up in my best outfit, the same one I wore in one of the videos where he commented that I looked hot. We talked about his past relationships, and he complained about the girls he had dated. He said I was nothing like them. Try not to judge me, but we immediately jumped into a passionate relationship. He encouraged me to post videos and tried to build an online following. Everything was great for a while. Unfortunately, my story does not end with our happily ever after. You see, while I was busy obsessing over Austin, he never actually broke up with his other girlfriend. I only found out one day when I posted a video of the two of us on Instagram, and she confronted me in the comments. I received so much backlash from the community, who thought I was some home-wrecking trash. I tried to defend myself, but it was too late. I lost almost all of my followers overnight. I broke up with Austin the very next day. I was so hurt. It's been a few days now, and I don't think I'm fit to be famous. It's just too much drama.